What's going on, y'all? Ray MTG Foil Commander here. Today I got a deck tech of Sisay, the Weatherlight Captain. Freaking amazing. You know, had to do it. Got to play test this the other night and it was phenomenal. So I want to go over what this deck entails. So without further ado, let's do this. All right, so first I'm going to start with lands. With lands, I went with Celestial Colonnade. Just because it's an extra creature. I mean, who doesn't want a 4/4 white flying vigilance elemental creature when, you know, push comes to shove? Then for my fetch lands, I did the Bloodstained Mire, Windswept Heath, and Flooded Strand, just the three of them. Maybe I'll upgrade to more afterwards. Then I have 4 of the Triomes, three of them have white in them, and white is important, and I'll explain why later. As soon as I get the 5th one, it's probably going to go in here. Then I went with some 5 of the Pain lands: Silent Cleansing, Luxury Suite, Sea of Clouds, Sunbaked Canyon, and Horizon Canopy. What's the other one? Nettle Sentinel or something like that? I don't know. I don't remember what it's called, but I don't know where that one's at the moment. Then I went with some of the check lands. Sunpetal Grove, Rootbound Crag, Concealed Courtyard, Clifftop Retreat, Irrigated Farmland, Sheltered Thicket, and Scattered Groves. For my basics, I really wanted to build this deck for a long time, so some of the unlands, I'm just playing 4 swamps, 4 forest, and 7 plains. Playing more plains than any other color of mana there because, well, you'll see. So that's my land base, pretty good. All right, then we're gonna go with enchantments because, you know, I want to explain why I play more plains. Creatures your opponents control enter battlefield tapped and you gain life. Who doesn't want to gain more life? And slow your opponents down. Armored Ascension gets +1/+1 for each planes you control and has flying, whatever creature you enchant. So that's a good card. Rhythm of the Wild, hasty 1/1 counters. I put a little bit of, not a lot of stacks, but I put a Ghostly Prison in here because, you know, having your opponents having to pay more to attack you, great for delaying the game. Celestial Dawn. This is a big one. All non-land cards you own, not in play, are white. All non-land permanents you control are white. All lands you control are plains. Which, you know, and then all color mana symbols and the cost on all of your cards are white. So I did this because of the enchantments to go towards white and a creature, and I'll show you that creature here in a bit. All right, Brave the Elements. Since we're doing the whole plains thing, this is great. White creatures you control gain protection from the chosen color until end of turn. So if you're in a pinch and you need to throw an instant out there, that's a good one. Growth Spiral for some ramp. Mystic Confluence. I wanted to play at least 1 counter spell because I have a bunch of these, so why not? Also, you can return creature to your hand, draw a card, many things. Latinum's Legacy, I love this card. So, like, pretty much you get to shuffle a card that you're not going to use into your deck. Doesn't matter if it's a land or anything, something you have extra of. And the next upkeep, you get to draw 2 cards. I love it. And then another a Narcissus Reversal, great for retargeting spells, especially when, you know, opponents tap out to cast a big spell, and then you know, you return it back to their hand, and now you get to decide who gets to be the target of that spell. So anyway, Sisay, Weatherlight Captain, she gets +1/+1 for each color among other legendary permanents you control. And then you can pay all 5 colors to search your library for a legendary permanent card with mana cost less than Sisay's power. Put the card in the battlefield in the shelf of your library. Pretty neat. All right, so let's go over the sorceries real quick. You got All Sun's Dawn. For each color, return up to one target card that color from your graveyard to your hand and exile it. I mean, if you're running all 5 colors, you can return 5 things to your hand. Great for a refill. Primeval Glorious Rebirth, legendary sorcery. Return all legendary permanent cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Hello, amazing. Then we got a little bit of help here. Search your library for a legendary creature card, reveal it, and put it in your hand, then shuffle your library. Time of need. If you're playing legendaries, play that. This one is Essence Filter, destroy all enchantments, or destroy all white enchantments, non-white enchantments. So like if you have your Celestial Dawn down, you destroy everyone else's stuff and not yours. That's why I put that in here. Destroy any number of Planeswalkers. Choose a Planeswalker you control, put 2 loyalty counters on it for each Planeswalker destroyed. Great for like if everyone's playing like a Super Friends deck or something with a bunch of counters like a Traxa or whatever, and juice up your own Planeswalkers. Amazing. Explosive Vegetation. Search for 2 basic land cards, put them in the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. Ramp. Search your library for 2 basic land cards, put them in the battlefield tapped, and 1 into your hand. So more ramp. Legendary here, legendary sorcery, exile all non-land permanents that aren't legendary. So you're playing mostly legendary, so this doesn't really matter for you, so why not? Rampant Growth, more ramp. And I put a time wipe in here because I really love this art, and 2, you could return an important card to your hand and then destroy all of them if you're in a pinch and there's way too many creatures on the board. All right, for our Planeswalkers, I had to put in the Nikki B. All right, gain control of something, destroy something, and then it's his -9. Deals 7 damage to a target player. That player discards 7 cards, then sacrifices 7 permanents. Kind of a game changer. Booyah. And then I play Garuk, Cursed Huntsman. Make some wolf tokens, destroy target creature, more removal, and card draw. And if you get to his -6, then creatures you control get +3/+3 and have trample. And trample is a great evasion tool in Commander. I tell you what. All right, then we're gonna go into our artifacts. All right, artifacts, Arcane Signet, Swiftfoot Boots for that hexproof and haste, Bloodthirsty Blade. I like this card because it makes creatures attack other players. Amazing. I play this Tomb of the Guild Pact. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, draw a card draw and mana. I know it's 5 mana, but I just love the fact that you get that card draw. Some indestructible ramp here with the Darksteel Ingot, classic Japanese Soul Ring. Then your multicolored creatures get +1/+1, so nice. I play Fist of Suns because it makes things cheaper, just like Sisay and other things. Legacy Weapon, remove target permanent from the game. This is really good. I had a lot of fun removing exiling stuff from the game that people needed for their win con with this bad boy. And you get to shuffle it into your library if it goes to the graveyard, so amazing. This one gets, Black Flavor Force, speaks for itself. Only costs 3 to equip to a legendary creature, and +1/+1 for each land you control. Boom. More ramp here, Mox Amber. You're playing legendaries, so why not? And then also Helm of the Host. Copy your legendary creatures, double a bunch of triggers, all that good stuff. Amazing artifact to play. Speaking of creatures, let's get into those. All right, so for my non-legendary creatures, I'm playing Bringer of the White Dawn because you can play pay all 5 colors to bring it in instead of its expensive 9 mana cost. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may return target artifact card from a graveyard to play. So people are going to have artifact removal, but not a big deal because you could just bring them back from the graveyard. Birds of Paradise for more ramp. Quirion Elves for more ramp. Also Frontier Guide, looking for those basic lands. More ramp for Sakura Tribe Elder. Another bringer, same, play Urborg, and then comes in, trample creature, and at the beginning of your upkeep you may pay 2 life. If you do, search your library for a card, then shelf your library and put that card on top. So it's like a tutor on a stick, I guess you would call it. Got another bringer of Blue Dawn, trample as well, and you get to draw 2 cards at your upkeep. So yay. Seaborn Muse, super important when you're playing Sisay, because getting to untap those lands and at instant speed, put a creature on the battlefield, just means millions. Trust me. Wood Elves for more ramp. Tatyova, I play this 1 because it's multicolored, 2 legendary, 3 card draw. Yay. Philithip. I didn't have this in here when I play tested it, but then I was like, why don't I have this card in here when I was searching for a 2 mana costing creature, you know? And I forgot that it has the ability that you get to draw 2 cards when it enters the battlefield if it comes from your library, which is super awesome. All right, Store of Devkarin Leech, however you want to pronounce it. It's a 5/4 trample for 4. When it deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, return to your hand target creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard that wasn't put there this combat. And I like this because a lot of times it's things that were put there this combat, but this is things that weren't. So pretty freaking awesome. I like it. I like it a lot. Then you got Masker Girl for like mass removal, fun shenanigans. And here we go. So I was talking about Celestial Dawn earlier, and I like this because it's like you pay 1 white. It's a legend for 1. You pay 1 white, redirect 1 damage dealt to a white creature. So if all your creatures are white, then you could actually save your creature by redirecting a damage or 2 or 3 or whatever you need, up to 4, obviously. And if you put something on here to make it indestructible, bingo, bango, boom, you know, awesome. All right, I had to play Oros, the Avenger. So it's a 6/6 flyer for 6. When it deals combat damage to a player, you may pay 2 and a white. If you do, it deals 3 damage to each other non-white creature. So if all your creatures are white, because of Celestial Dawn, you're doing a bunch of damage, right? Then I played Teneb, another 6/6 for 6. When it deals combat damage to a player, you play 2 and a black, and if you do, you can put target creature card in a graveyard into play under your control. A graveyard, not your graveyard. That's why this is so special, and it's amazing because, you know, someone puts in, you know, like, you know, I don't know, an Emrakul. Well, Emrakul wouldn't work because it'd be shuffled, but you know, someone puts in a big ass Eldrazi, or something, if that betrays whatever. Now it's under your control. Amazing. Then I played Queen Marchesa. She's a 3/3 human assassin, and when she enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. Everyone loves to be the monarch, right? And at the beginning of your upkeep, if an opponent is the monarch, put a 1/1 black assassin creature token with death touch and haste onto the battlefield. So death touchies, nice. And then I played Joda because, you know, 5 colors to cast spells. It's just more, you know, repetitive, get stuff out faster type mechanics. Then I got, you know, Villas, Broker of Blood, because, you know, pay 2 life, creature gets -1/-1. You can save creatures in combat, things like that. And then you lose life, you draw that many cards. You guys have seen that kind of shenanigans. And then we got Elish Norn, which gives all my creatures +2/+2 and all my opponent's creatures -2/2. Saved my butt so many times. Oh, so good. I play Wrath Compassion Ship's Mage because I love having my historic, which is artifact, legendaries, and sagas, to have flash abilities. And, you know, you make yourself look weak, someone tries to attack you, you go before blocking steps, you flash in a big ass creature, you double block and kill their really important creature that they thought was safe to attack with. Love it. Play Lavinia because, you know, each opponent can't cast creature spells with converted mana cost greater than the number of lands they control. And I play this because a lot of people play a ton of mana rocks, and so they can play less lands to have more, you know, meat and potatoes in their decks. So I put this in to kind of shut people down. I like to get more lands out, you know. Yeah, so that's why I played that. Then I played Intet, the Dreamer. I mean, if I'm going to play Oros, I'm going to play this guy, right? Whenever it deals combat damage, play 2 and a blue. And if you do remove the top card of your library from the game face down, you may look at that card. As long as it remains removed from the game, you may play that card without paying its mana cost as long as this guy remains in play. Pretty cool, pretty awesome. I played Reki, the History of Kamigawa. Thank you, Mystery Boosters, for letting me get a copy. Another draw engine. Whenever you play a legendary spell, draw a card. Boom, 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 boom. Draw, draw, draw. Fill that hand. Nico Bolas. Obviously, make your opponents discard cards, and you know, and when you want to when you want to flip it, you can flip him, which allows you to have more removal. Who doesn't love having Nikki B, right? So that's my third semi-planeswalker, if you will. Not playing a lot of them. Joro, Weatherlight Captain, whether you cast a historic spell, draw a card, more card draw. You know, you just want to keep your hand filling up. And since I supported the Women's Day thing for, what do you call it, Secret Lair, and I was playing Sisay Weatherlight Captain, I had to put in Captain Sisay. I mean, obviously, you can get legendary cards in your hand, so kind of like a double dip there. Plus, the art is beautiful, and it's foil. Yeah. I played Kest Ascendant Mage. During each of your turns, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from your graveyard. If that card was cast this way, would be put into your graveyard this turn, exile it instead. Kind of neat. I'm thinking about actually adding maybe a couple extra turn spells in this deck. Not sure. What do you guys think? Got Jora of the Gitu. Another beautiful card. Beautiful art. I love the art on this card. It's amazing. Pay 2, exile a non-land card from your hand. Put 4 time counters on exile a card. If it doesn't have suspend, against suspend. So, kind of neat. You know, like, you know, if someone's doing something where they're going to mill you, but you know what card's on the top, or they're going to like do something to shuffle your deck, you really want that card, now you can suspend it and cast it later without it being in your deck. Pretty awesome. And then I play Reshmi, Eternity's Crafter. And whenever you cast your first spell each turn, reveal the top card of your library. If it's not a land card with a mana cost less than that spell, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. If you don't cast a reveal card, put it in your hand. So you're getting the card no matter what. This card is completely overrated. If you're playing any kind of Simic in any deck, I recommend throwing a copy of this card in. It's amazing. So yeah, that's my Sisay deck in a nutshell. Tell me what you guys think. Please like and subscribe. Tell your friends about my channel. I'm going to try to do a Commander deck tech, you know, at least once every 1 to 2 weeks. If you have any like requests, if I have the deck, I'll do the deck tech. And as always, peace out.